Good morning, here at KD Rail on the Creakin and Lakin Garden Railway Adventure. We just did a major update to the layout, and I think you're going to like it. So if we look over here, it's a big interchange yard went into the middle. Got a little stream here with a couple of nice bridges going over it, and cut in some switches here to feed into this yard. Walk this way. That's the cut in from the other side, and they both come in and feed into this interchange yard where a coal train will come in on the one side, and we'll drop it off on the second to the left track, whereas another train will come in on the right track and drop it off in the second from the left. No, third from the left. Anyway, they'll interchange there. And there's also a nice big yard, classification yard, which I haven't quite finished. I've got to order some track. I've got, as you can see, four turnouts there that still need to have track put in. But everything's in place, just need to be laid in. And I've got a runaround track that goes up and goes all the way around. And then right here where this little crossover, the right-hand crossover, is when you're switching the classification yard, you can back out on this second track here and come around and not interfere with the main. So you can back a loaded train out to the end there where it stubs off. I'll show you here. Stubs off, so you can back a train out of a siding, I'm sorry, and then throw the switch and drive it into another one. So this is pretty elaborate. It's a mirror image on either end, and I've got an engine facility on both ends. Let me just move over here. I just laid this track this morning, and I'll turn around. Excuse looking at the ground. And you can see the locomotive servicing facility here. So engines can come in, they can go off to the left, and you see where that little siding is. There will be a sanding and refueling rack right there, so we can service engines on either track. And then they can simply go around, circle around in behind the loco shed, and then come back out on this track that comes right back in here and then back out. So it's quite a interesting little layout. I put in a hold on here, just gotta watch where I stand. A little siding on the right-hand side of the loco shed. Put a Y switch in here, and it diverts off and goes into the loco shed. Now this is a Pico loco shed that I bought 5 extension kits for, and I can get 2, well actually 4, 2 on each track, -9s, full length inside there. And then in order to turn them off, because I'm all battery, these move up, and then I can get in there and I can shut the locomotives off so the batteries don't go dead. Sorry about that. And then I put in another little switch and a couple of tracks beside it here. Just for extra locos, you know, say if you're delivering some engines, whatever. And so there'll be some other things in the middle here. And so that's kind of it right now. Down the other end, again, there'll be 4 tracks right where I'm walking here. There'll be space to walk. 4 more tracks. There'll be a 5-track classification yard with a runaround. And down at this end, I've got another small loco house with a room for a couple of, like a fuel tank, a septic tank, whatever. And that looks quite nice sitting there. All my switches, quite a few of them are Aristocrat, but all the big ones are all LGB 1800s. They're nice switches. And I put on them the Bachmann switch machines, which I really like. and I haven't done it to all of them yet, but I also put on the switch machines. I machine a little cube, and as you can see, if it's green, it's straight through, and if it's orange, it's diverging. So pretty simple. I'm a big fan of split jaw clamps, so they're used throughout. Got a couple of switches here on either end for future. Oops, hang on here. Still getting used to this DJI dealy. Yeah, so all in here that will be industries, sidings, so on and so forth. Same thing down here. There'll be industries, all kinds of good stuff. You can see one of the very first bridges that I built. Nice deck girder bridges with the concrete abutments. And we go into the side that I put in last year. And so got a nice little passing track in the middle with a Y and a siding track off to the side. This gray piece that comes off, there's a piece missing here. It's sitting up on the fence. It goes down in here so I can drive my tractor through. But this is all part of a guest siding. There's my switch machine that runs that switch, which that was a pretty cool project. So the way this works is all the way up from, from the parking lot up top there. You can see just beyond those sheds, there's a flat 20-foot section of track on the other side of the fence. So friends can come in, they can back their car and load their trains on there. We get a couple of diesels up there to bring them down to 4% grade. They come on down, they go beyond that switch, about 20 feet there, throw the switch, then their train will come in and go on to that siding there and not be affecting the main. So guests can come down, instead of hauling totes down and loading them on in odd places. It's going to be really nice. So that's kind of what's going on here at the Creakin' and Leakin'. I've got a bridge that I've got mocked up, I'm going to put in. I'm going to have a mountain sitting right here made out of rock and stuff. I've got a piece of really light rail that I got from a yard up in the north end of Vancouver Island. Very old, from like 1886 or something. I've got it upside down, and it's the perfect width for this track. So I'm going to make a bridge out of it, so it'll literally and figuratively be a rail bridge. And then there's my 2 LGB. Try to get in there. There's my 2 LGB bridges in the back end of this yard. And yeah, I'm bringing back kind of where we started. There's the site of the golden clamps. Oops. So the golden clamps, and I've got a couple golden spikes there. That's where my 2 loops were first joined. And the 2 bridges over the, what's called the twin bridges over the river, or the, as I call it, the Gorgeous Gulch. And yeah, and a little drive over from my garden tractor, unit loading track, and yeah, that's what we're up to today. So Katie Rail out. Hope you have a good time. Have fun. That's what this hobby is all about. Take care. Bye-bye.